Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. South African Open recaps. Round 7. My round 7 game. I have the white pieces again. In round 6, wasn't yesterday. I told you I'm recording this a few days in advance, or behind schedule, because I've been ill for like 2 weeks with flu. So it's been bad, but we are a little bit better. If my voice sounds hoarse, it's really bad. So I've got some stuff to drink. I'm doing my best, but just bear with it. The chess is the most important thing. We got our first win in round 6. We're looking to continue on with the momentum. We have the white pieces, as I've already mentioned, and you may or may not remember I had a crisis of confidence in d4. So I said after 3 games with it and scoring just a half, I was going to switch to e4. And that's what I did, e4, and we got a Caracan from Mr. Wayde Fritz. What I play? c5, d4, d5, e5, and he played c5. Ladies and gentlemen, there are very few things I hate in life. 2 of the things I hate in life have to do with the Caracan. The first is when I have the white pieces and I see this c5 line. I very, very much dislike the c5 line. The other thing is when I have the black pieces and I play, the Caracan, and they play the fantasy. 2 things I hate in life. The Caracan with that c5 line and the fantasy variation. So I was not best enthused when I saw c5, not gonna lie. But in recent months I have learned a bit of a line towards it. So I played d takes c5, after knight to f6 I played bishop to b5, and here my opponent played bishop to f5, which according to the engine is a mistake. Don't ask me why it's a mistake, it's just a mistake. I played bishop to e3, which is apparently just fine, e6, and now I played, if I can update this thing, what's going on? I played c3 to go b4. Then we had knight to e7, f4, rook c8, knight to f3, a6, bishop to a4, knight to g6, targets the bishop slightly. I just played castles, bishop to e7, knight to b4 is the best move. And I'm +2. But here I got shook a little bit because of bishop takes b1. Bishop takes b1. Now the best move, which I should have considered, but in 1 second I took with the rook. I should have seen that I had stopped defending this. I don't know why they took. They could have just taken. But I suppose there was various discoveries. But it never works. So I'll explain that in a moment. What I should have done here is taken the knight. It would have forced b takes c6. And then here I could have played, rook takes b1. And this is the best way to continue the game. This is the best way to continue the game. Instead of that, I played rook takes b1 immediately, which runs into bishop takes c5. And now we have a problem. Because my first instinct was, well, I'm going to take the knight because it attacks the queen. But I very quickly saw that loses because after bishop takes knight, it loses because they take my bishop with check. The king is worth more than the queen. I'm sorry to tell you this. The king is worth more than the queen. So instead of that, I just played king to h1 first, which is fine. And now b5 is apparently an inaccuracy, and I'm a little bit better again. We get knight takes c6, which is an inaccuracy, but I just trade everything and bring my bishop back. And it thinks it's a level position. But I thought I've got to be better. His king is still in the center. His rook is on c5. I've got the center. What should I be doing here, right? Well, what does he play? He plays rook to c4, which is not a good move. What should I do? I should be patient. I should play like queen d2 to just defend this, to keep my center together. Bring the rook out, kick this out, be patient. That's not what I did. You know me. I want to attack. f5. attacks the knight. I really did think, oh, he's gonna hang this. I thought I hung this, but I don't because it takes. And you have to play like f6 because you can't even castle. Because castling just loses to like queen to h5. I hit this, it's all bad. Yeah, so f5. Here he played e takes f5. E takes f5, which is a great move. I should take with the bishop, but I took with the rook, which is still fine. And now castles. Now, the game is going to be decided by who can best exploit the other's weakness. We both have two weaknesses in the center of the board. He's got this pawn, I've got this pawn. He already has eyes on this. I'm already a little bit worried about it. He's got this, but at some points he can sacrifice it, and then I have to take and stuff. At some points. So it's going to be best about who exploits this. My king is a little bit dodgy because it's on h8, so I probably have to create luft for it. So I play, bishop to b3, kick out the rook again. He defends while counterattacking my rook. I just play rook bf1, and I'm already a little bit better. I've got the initiative. That's important. I've got the initiative. Knight to e7. Now, what would you say is a good move here? There's a few ideas that you can have. Probably you can play like rook g5, right? You target this, you threaten various discoveries. Probably something I should have considered. I went back. I went rook 5, f3. Because I wanted to do it in a different way. I wanted to play rook g3, and I was like, oh, I'm very smart. Boom. I'm going to mate him. He's not going to see it coming. How many of you could tell me what's wrong with the move rook to g3? Knight f5. Remember a while ago, I played f5 myself. Isn't it a little bit poetic that that's the square where I lose the game? Knight f5, and I just blunder a fork. Play queen g3, and I take. He brings the queen, I play h4. Because I have to attack now. Like, I'm down a rook. I can't just play out the game. I'm going to lose. So I have to create counterplay on the king. And I thought I was so brilliant here with rook to f6. I thought I was so brilliant. Because it's like, well, he can't take. That was my main idea. He can't take. He can't do this. Because, g6, and I'm too fast. He can. He very much can. He very much can. So yeah, none of that happened. I'm just showing you. I thought I was brilliant with rook to f6. I thought it was a brilliant move. And then he just went king h8. It's not the best move, but it's the move I saw after I played rook f6, and I was just like, well, what do I do now? That whole idea is gone. So we played rook f4. Rook g6, queen f2. I'm still trying to create stuff, because hopefully in the future this pawn will disappear and my bishop will be open. And have something. Especially since he played king to g8. Now I might have something. If this pawn could disappear. So I played, h5, rook g5, queen h4, h6, bishop d1, rook e8. Bishop attacks the queen, and we try and defend, but we eventually lose e5. And by try and defend, I mean we didn't defend at all. I went for d5 instead. But he just plays like queen e7. And I'm bust, right? Because he's threatening various discoveries on like my king and stuff. So it's really bad. So I bring my rook back. Now the best move is to obviously play rook takes h5. Because you get this thing where I'm pinned. So I would have to like take, and this would be completely lost for me because of queen to h4. So that would have been a knockout blow right away. Instead he played rook gf5. So I've got a little bit of hope. I bring my queen back. f2 is not the best choice, but it's fine. Rook e3. I just played a3 because I didn't know what to do. I needed a waiting move. Now rook fe5. I just played... I played g3 for a reason so I could get my king, away. And then he allowed this trade, and I was like, okay, his king's now a bit more open. I can get a perpetual as long as my queen's on the board. If he forces queens off the board, I'm buggered. He did force rooks off the board and my king to h2, and now it's about, can I get my bishop to a place where it can help my queen get a perpetual, or can I get my queen alone with their king in a room and just give perpetual? King g7, queen d4, king h7, queen takes d5. And here I have a little story to tell you. So I played queen takes d5. My opponent saw that, got up, paced once, and then left the venue. Which I consulted the arbiter. You're not allowed to do. So I called the arbiter, I explained to her what happened, and then she said, okay. I just pointed out my opponent to her, and then she gave him a warning. Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping they'd forfeit the game, but they're not going to do it first time, especially in the B section and stuff when people may not know the rules. So she explained that to him. I don't know if it's been explained to him before, but you're not allowed to just leave the venue on your turn. You can leave the venue, but not on your turn. He knew it was his turn. I pressed the clock and everything, so it was his turn, and then he left. You're not allowed to do that. You can make your move and then leave. But anyway, so queen takes d5. He played rook e2. Threatening the bishop and the pawn, and here I played b4 because I had to. Rook to e3, and now queen c6, and it's basically just the rest of this game is me trying to find perpetual. Can I find a perpetual? I nearly get my queen trapped, but I eventually lose a pawn. I defend as best as I can, but it's about finding perpetual. I thought I had something here, but it's mate in 10. And yeah, I just went on to lose every single pawn that I had. Eventually I found queen e3, king f6 here, and queen b2 check. And the game ends with queen to d4 check, which would have forced the queens off the board. And unfortunately, I did lose to Mr. Wayde Fritz here. So that was a tough defeat in game 7. Round 7 of 11 rounds. But it's not over. It's not over by a mile. We've got some very, very good games coming up. This was a bit of a dud. But hey, is what it is. We're going to finish strong. Hopefully. No draws though. No more draws. A reminder. So keep tuning in. These games are unbelievable. And I will see you tomorrow for Game 8.